Random freestyle, number one, MRE. Let's go. Freaks and Geeks instrumental. Just in case y'all wondering. Stop the tempo, let's drop the beat here. How about I just disappear from the world as I appear? Maybe I'll just look at this different tempo and start to mentally look at this son of a bitch until I start developing a little bit of a mind. That's all I have in time. Maybe my disguise is different than yours and I decline in a different way or in a different saying. Cause maybe motherfuckers never trusted my shit until I started praying. Clasp my hands, motherfuckers, and start to rap like Ray-Bans on their face. But that shit is just all that's replaced into the eyes of the deepest minds. It's everything that I have in my life I already have in my design. And my design is only in my L7s when I throw them up. Bitches always looking at me but they ain't showing up. Yeah, that's called text messages. These motherfuckers representing, but they ain't showing. A little bit of dedication is all they have, and it's much that you have all this trust, but it's all going bad. So listen to this track and listen to my voice as soon as you can get this shit placed on. And different choices, that's all you listen to. What the fuck is you dreaming on? You're looking at the same shit, but different on upon. And maybe you got a unicorn and you wanna hop on this different thing that you have on a train that you motherfuckers can get on. Get on my temple, get on my level. These motherfuckers trembling, but they tremble on simple little shit that is hard to define. Maybe it's just hard for me to decline, or maybe it's hard for me to design a little bit of my time and then place it with a different stature. Maybe I look at this motherfucker and start chasing after all of my dreams and all of my teams and all of the things that I have in my life. So maybe I just look at this shit. Maybe I will grow up with one child and one wife. Maybe I just look at this shit in a different story. Maybe I look at my life in the past and look at my future as my only glory. So what the fuck do I have to prove in order for you just to choose the same thing that the same guy had before? And that was only you that to replace everything. In my mind it was just always different. So maybe you should have started listening. Maybe I start compassionately winning. Maybe I start looking at this thing, maybe different. So I start listening to the same thing that you had before when you start witnessing. Yeah, it's the only thing that I have on my past. Maybe you should just look at the hourglass, fall down and start to ask a different question. Maybe you start letting people get over you. Start jumping to the same position that you never thought you would ever fall through. So I start jumping up on this hole in this dinner table. Motherfuckers always trembling, but that shit isn't able to understand your thoughts and your demands, and everything happens to pile on this shit like it was a stand. A heavy stand, it's only stature. Ask her what these motherfuckers they gon' do after this high school that we call a prison. These motherfuckers looking at the shit, but the teachers are all winning. So we gotta stand up in this bitch like it's the last 15 minutes of class. Fuck that shit, I'ma rap this bitch and they ask in the past. Maybe I just look at the different things and different views. Maybe the only thing that I have in my life is already things that I have to lose. So maybe I just abuse every little power that I have in my shoes. Maybe you wouldn't understand my story unless you were in my shoes, and maybe my shoes were too big enough for your socks to use. Maybe it's just different. Or maybe I'm just witnessing a different story, a different life, or maybe a different beginning. They say this is the end, but I couldn't understand my friends. So this is the same shit, but this is my begin. MRE.